Quick mic check, guys. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Alright. What's going on, Peaceful Gamer? Happy New Year to all of you out there in the No Man's Sky universe. Welcome back to the Hidden Panda Show. And this is sort of a lunchtime stream. You know, keeping it midday sesh. We got Tariq Starks in the chat. Says, hey. Remus the Defiant says, yo, yo. John Hall in the chat says, sup. What's going on, John Hall? What's going on, Remus, Peaceful Gamer, and Tariq? Glad to have you guys here. So, Slade built this pretty cool little racetrack here. There's some more stuff that he wants to add to it and things that he wants to do, so it's not complete. So I don't know if he's going to be mad that I'm sort of showing this off today, but he has been killing it lately with the voxel builds, so he's like... 1 second. Goddamn phone. Alright, bam. So there we have it. So he built this race car. This is the first official racetrack in the FDI hub system, capital system here. So to commemorate as such, Slade has built a really cool formula car here. Tariq, did I see the trailer? What trailer would that be? Tariq, am I missing something? I love these sorts of planets. These radioactive planets with like the really bright, punchy colors. Pretty damn cool. Gonna go ahead and just make this a destination I can return to real quick, because this is basically in the farthest planet from the capital planet, besides Marty Merrick's base. So those two planets are pretty goddamn far from the main planet. But yeah, Tariq, speak up, my friend. The trailer. Provide a link. What is it? You have piqued my curiosity, friend. Alright, so let's go give this race a quick go-round. Oh, the Alien Zoo trailer by Dreamscape. Okay, I thought it was something No Man's Sky related. I almost shit myself. No, I haven't seen it. I will definitely check it out. I'm not even sure what that is. Exactly, Remus. I was tripping for a second, dude. I was like, yo, what the hell's going on? So. And we're off. I have not added any of the new types of technology mods and stuff that you can to Exocraft since that's been updated. So excuse the slow as hell roamer right now. Actually, my Nautilon might actually be faster than my roamer. Faster in sea, obviously. So how was everybody's New Year? I hope you guys had a great New Year. Hopefully we didn't do any drinking and driving, but I hope you guys had fun, partied up, and, you know, ushered in the new year, man. I was talking to Tyler Thunder last night, and we're both thinking this is going to be a huge year for No Man's Sky. Probably bigger than Next was last year. So, which is obviously, well damn. Which is obviously super exciting. But, you know, maybe we'll see No Man's Sky 2.0 this year, and with some absolutely massive changes. But, I think this is going to be a game changer. Like if we thought Next was crazy. 2.0 is going to be insane. Yes, I agree, Peaceful Gamer. I agree 100%. I mean, just think about it. In Atlas Rises, you could barely load a base that had any sort of complexity to it. You can only have one base per system, and we were player orbs. Then all of a sudden, it was like you can have a player character model that you can customize, third person, and unlimited base building, and you can have as many bases as you want, and you can have multiple bases on a single planet, all visible to all players, you know, in that lobby. It's like, what? Just this, the exponential jump was mind-boggling, and that was just, you know, all within 1.0, right? Like, we're only at like what 1.75 now, or 8 or whatever, 7.7. So it's like, whenever we get to 2.0, it's going to be wild. Oh, this is a cool little feature right here. I agree, Peaceful Gamer. I think 2.0 is going to drop in August. I think it'll commemorate the anniversary of No Man's Sky, and they'll drop 2.0 on us. How the hell am I supposed to get up there? There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, that's rough. Come on. I wonder if I could cheat by moving around to the back. I'm sure Slade is probably going to build a ramp there. Can I do it this way? There we go. Woo! 214 seconds. Tariq says, if you're one of the people that wanted VR support for No Man's Sky or want more alien wildlife in No Man's Sky, then you need to see this first. Faux show. I want, PlayStation VR is awesome and it's very immersive. And I want something that really takes advantage of what VR can do on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? So, god damn it, this phone. What's it? Alright, I'm back. We got Undaunted Dragon live in the chat. Says, sup everybody, happy new year. How are y'all? It's been a while. Yes sir. Well, happy new year to you too. Welcome to the chat. Peaceful Gamer says, Waking Titan should kick off again in June. Yep, I know there's a lot of Waking Titan haters out there. I am not one of them. Waking Titan, to me, is pretty cool. It's just another way to enjoy the lore and the concept of No Man's Sky in real life. Kind of gives you a break from the game and the normal comings and goings, and you know, something else to do while we are waiting for them to usher in a new update. So I know there's a lot of haters out there for the ARG. I'm a huge supporter of the ARG. I just love the whole idea of it. Cuz Walt says, yo, 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 what is going on, Cuz Walt? Welcome back to Hidden Panda Show. Welcome back to the chat. Peaceful Gamer says, can't see them getting No Man's Sky to run at a consistent 90 frames a second, though. Not on current gen, anyway. And John Hall says, I'm not a fan of the ARG. Yep. I mean, the cool thing is if you're not a fan of the ARG, you just don't pay any attention to it. You know, a lot of people seem to think that the ARG dictates when the update drops, and that you have to, you know, solve the ARG first before you can, you know, get the update or whatever, and that's just simply not true. The ARG is just for those who want to participate to help pass the time, you know, while the update is you know, the update deadline is drawing, you know, close for the update to drop. So if you're following the ARG, it seems like the ARG is codependent on the update is codependent on the ARG, but that to me it doesn't seem to be the case. So it's like, they were going to drop that update around that time anyway. That's why they have people that help the ARG kind of go along and all that other kind of stuff to make sure that all the contingencies are in place so that people get it solved in time. What in the shit is that? Oh, that's cool. Have you guys seen Pirate Bay yet in the Bone Sink region, the capital region for the epic pirate Slade Braddock? I'm gonna go there for you guys that haven't seen that. So we've got some talented builders in the FDI, guys, and we got some cool stuff that gets put together. And there's a lot to see out here. So if you're not in this in the Delta, in this area of space, feel free to request a link to join so you can get out here and check out some of the cool things that we've got. Peaceful Gamer says, the only reason I'm not a fan of Waking Titan is how consuming it is, and eye rolls I get. That's true. Looking at it from the outside in, people probably think we're fucking crazy. We got TSS Gaming in the chat, says, I'm not super involved in the ARG, but I really like it, and the news coming out for it. I know, I like the little hints that it drops about what to expect. And the thing with Hello Games is you always get more than you anticipate getting, right? It's never just like, oh, you guessed it all right in the ARG, here it all is. Like the ARG hinted that, oh, we're getting player models potentially. The ARG hinted that, oh, there's different kinds of player models. The ARG hinted, oh, we're possibly getting ringed planets, right? It started to drop these little hints, but when the update actually dropped and we saw what was actually possible, with the base building, with the customization, with all of that kind of stuff, it really starts to sink in. Oh my god. Right? There's so much you can do. So. Exactly, Peaceful. Yeah, no impact on update releases. Well, hi to you too, TSS. And Peaceful Gamer says, I just want cities. Johnny B in the chat says, so, if you give me just a second here, I'm going to pull up some of the conversation that I had with Tyler Thunder last night. Hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing. But he dropped a couple of pictures that sort of hint that cities might possibly be a thing. So, Apparence and Sam Swain. So, obviously Sam Swain is the creator of Apparence, which is the procedural generation tool that I think really helped Hello Games with a lot of the terrain manipulation stuff and a lot of the base building, things like that. But Sam Swain is the creator of Apparence. And Apparence and Sam Swain followed on Twitter something called Celix ProcGen Tool. Okay? Well, then if you follow that, and you take a look at what Celix ProcGen Tool is, and I might post some of this on my Twitter as well just to kind of help Tyler Thunder get the word out there. But Celix specializes in 3D scenes, procedural engine tool, and when you look at what their profile headline picture is, like what their banner picture is, it's a picture of essentially a cluster of towns. So that tool, it looks like it specializes in building, like cityscapes and things like that. So there is some evidence out there potentially that we could be looking at cities in a fairly soon update. So just kind of throwing that out there too. TSS Gaming says, I remember that place. It was buried in ground. LOL. It looked really cool actually. All right, so here we go. So this is Pirate Bay, guys. So after all your pillaging and burning and raping and burying your treasure in the sand, you could come here and beg Atlas for forgiveness. So take a seat at the pews here and, do your thing. But anyway, so we emerge from the church, complete with a bell tower and everything, to a little village right along the sea with a pirate ship. So just take a moment to soak that in, guys. How fucking cool is that? But we got some quarters here. We got a patio. You know, for those nice days where you want to just come out, take a look at the harbor, smoke a ciggy, have some tea. You know. The FDI's got it all, guys. It's got it all. Peaceful Gamer says, I'm calling cities for 2.0. Tariq says, if Hello Games didn't do base building, we've been had cities. Because Walt says, gra. Yeah, dude, you know, we kind of are building cities now, if you think about it. I mean, if anybody's been to to Anya, right? We have like 20 bases there now, or something like that, and it's starting to litter that planet. I mean, it's getting, there's a lot of bases there, and we've got bases, we've got statues. You Are Godsmack built a radio tower. You know, Funny Imps basically built a town in a different system in a different planet, which actually reminds me, might want to go check that out as well. Last time I was there, it didn't completely load for me, but let's go on to the next destination. Delta Avenue, there it is. I'll give that one a try. Peaceful Gamer says, Hello Game spoke about building before launch. That was planned long ago. Question, do we need cities? As Panda said, we are building them on our own. I think that, so TSS, my opinion is, do we need them? Not necessarily, but here's the thing. It's not, not having the cities is incongruent with the game's lore and atmosphere. And I know that I'm at odds with certain people on this, like MZK and stuff like that, but like, I think that we need them to make the universe that we're in more believable. You have a series of different races. You have the travelers, right, which are comprised of a few different sorts of what appears to be species. You have the anomaly, which is us. You have the Gek, the Korvax, and the Viking. Okay, and all of these races have the capacity for interstellar travel, um, giant, orbiting space stations, freighters, trade convoys between star systems, and all these other things. So when you take into consideration what's happening in the universe of No Man's Sky, right, then it lends itself that these races would have somehow sort of picked a series of different planets in different regions um, of importance, or monetary trade significance or whatever, where they would build sort of cities where governments and economies and all of those things are going to be ran from. For example, when you go into a space station, sometimes you'll see above the little area, the bar type area. Um, well, you used to anyway. Um, it had the little look like the stock market ticker tape, right, with all the numbers and everything going by that showed all the stock values. And you have intergalactic trade terminals and all these other things. So the different species of the game feel far too disparate, and there has to be some collection of species somewhere, right? I think that it would be helpful to the overall vibe of everything, and I hope I'm making sense. I know that probably sounds like a bunch of gibberish, but I feel like to sort of be consistent with everything in the game, I think cities are almost essential. We don't need them, and they don't even have to be like really all that complex. Like, I don't really need to see, be able to go into every building, visit every room, like that. But there might be a planet where you might have a large city that's procedurally generated with buildings and spaceships coming in and out, NPCs walking around, and not the entire thing needs to be interactive, but I think it would just create an atmosphere of believability, and that the universe is sort of this living, breathing, lived-in thing, sort of like Star Wars, where you have all these different planets, and some are complete shit, like Jeddah City, which is in the desert surrounded by nothing, or Wabani, which was just a prison planet. You've got Tatooine and all these different places where there's not much there, but then you have like, Coruscant, and all these different places where there are governments that are being housed, large sprawling cities. It just adds to the believability of the whole thing. I don't even want to know how long it took Funny Imps to slap this thing together, but this is actually really, really cool looking. And you can tell that some of the terrain manipulations aren't correctly loading. Like, I'm pretty sure when he plays the game, that stuff's been sort of mined away. There. But that is really, really cool. Let's take a walk down Delta Ave. And while I do that, let me catch up in the chat. Tariq Stark says, yeah, man, that had building parts to make a city, but since so many people wanted base building, then killed two birds. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. We got A Generic in the chat. What is going on, A Generic? Welcome back to the Hidden Panda Show. Welcome back to the chat. Peaceful Gamer seems to agree with me. They cannot be as prevalent as ring planets, though. Right. Here's what I don't want to see. And Hello Games probably hates my guts because I'm a speculator extraordinaire and probably wants nothing to do with the channel. One second. God damn this phone. Guys, I haven't received a phone call all day, and then when I kick off the stream in a matter of minutes, it's like phone call central. All right, hold on. Oh, what we're talking about? Oh yeah, they can't be as prevalent as ring planets. Yeah, Hello Games probably hates me, the channel, all the speculation, all that bullshit, right? Because, you know, 2016. But anyway, um, if they ever come across this, or if they ever watch these streams or anything, or you guys, when you go into other streams, try to get people to talk about this so that we get the point to Hello Games. I don't want cities in every single system that I visit. If they do cities, like the Euclid galaxy breaks down into four quadrants, right? You've got Delta Quadrant, which is where our hub is. You have Alpha Quadrant, which is where Amino Hub is. You have Beta Quadrant, which is Alliance and Galactic Travelers. And then you have Gamma Quadrant, which is the Galactic Hub, right? You have these four major quadrants with four major hubs, and then all these other different groups and communities that are out there, right? All they would have to do is just slap a couple different areas. And when I say a couple, like, 10 to 20, maybe more, in each quadrant, okay, that have cities, to the point where, you might have to traverse, thousands and thousands and thousands of light years before you come across a system that is known to have cities or something. But it needs to be special. That's one of the things that MZK talks about a lot, right? Is that they can't have it everywhere. It needs to be rare as fuck, as he would put it, right? And I love MZK. It has to be rare. It can't be everywhere all the time, all day long. I miss, and it's like the community can never seem to make up its mind on this, and they're always flip-flopping. But back in the day, okay, if you played No Man's Sky when it first launched, sometimes, unless you were lucky and you started off in a good system, it was going to take you a long time to find a proper lush planet that had animals on it. Okay? That wasn't something that you just came across all the time. Right? And when you found it, it felt really special. Well, we have a whole bunch of entitled people out there that they don't like to look for things. They don't like to work and try. And they complain that, oh, well, there's not enough lush planets. I really like lush planets, and I can't find any. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. You can't find any lush planets. You can't grind out like the rest of us and make warp cells and keep jumping and jumping and jumping until you find one. So then everybody complained, and Hello Games puts out lush planets every fucking system. There's a lush planet, basically. Okay? Then what happens? Then everybody complains. Oh, there's not enough diversity. I feel like every planet I go to is just the same, and the animals all look the same. And yeah, the diversity came with the less prevalence, right? If you have to jump 100 times to find one system with a lush planet, then you're not discovering as many lush planets, and the time between lush planets is much more distant. That means that every time that you would come across one, it would seem more special, more diverse, and it would have a feeling of being rare, and you would feel rewarded that you discovered it. Okay? That's all been taken away. Everywhere you go is lush planets. There's always some kind of life form. Birds, some kind of cattle thing crawling around, some sort of herd animal, and then fish, right? Everywhere you go. There's flora and fauna. And I think that the game really has to take a look at that. That they're going to piss some people off, but they have to take a look at that. I think it's too easy to find lush planets. It's too easy to find certain resources. And now the only argument that I buy into with the ring planets being in every system is that's actually very realistic. Large planets have a lot of gravity. Particles, ice, rocks, all these different things that are floating around in space will have a tendency to coalesce around these planets and form rings. We have like 3 planets in our own solar system that have rings. It's not that uncommon. It's actually superbly common to find ring planets. So that I give some credence to. I'm okay with ring planets in every system because it makes sense. When you're talking about an object that enormous, it's going to have its own gravity that is going to collect particles, and then you're going to have rings, and that's just the nature of it. That's why there are so many planets that have rings in so many different solar systems that we've viewed, right? That we've observed through telescopes and whatnot. It's very common. Like I said, we've got like two or three in our own solar system, so I'm okay with that. But the cities, they've got to be rare. They've got to be sort of scattered around, and they've got to be rare. And when you come across it, it's got to wow the living shit out of you. Villages are okay. If I come across a system here and there that has a little settlement, a little procedural settlement, like a little village kind of thing, that's fine. But like skyscrapers, like something like this, like that Funny Imps has built, but like on a much larger scale, right? That has to be rare as hell. And I'd love to see NPCs walking around it. And I know that day is coming. I know that day's coming. I'm not worried about that. But yeah. I went off on a tangent, guys. Let me catch back up with the chat. Sorry about that. We got You Are Godsmacked in the chat says, hey, my traveler friends, a good 2019. It definitely will be one. And You Are Godsmacked, I just want to say thank you for building that tower that you built on Anya in the FDI capital. Me and TSS Gaming and Hidden were there last night and really admired what you put together. And we loved the idea that you had below the water there. And can't wait to see what else you do with that. That was really cool. So thank you for putting that together. And we really enjoyed exploring that last night. Peaceful Gamer says, systems will just need to be marked as civilized to know there are some sort of cities there. Yeah, that's a really good idea. You know, but again, I like the idea where you have to have that sort of scanner to be able to detect that sort of information. You have to have like an economy scanner or a conflict scanner to see what's going on in that system. Otherwise, you just show up and you're surprised by it. I do like that they did that particular thing. A Generic says, I like the idea of having much more buildings and possibly cities. Yeah, cities would be just really cool. And like I said, it's just believable. It would just help accentuate that this universe is an occupied universe, that there's these several different species of, you know, advanced space-faring life forms that would have built these, you know. If you have the technology to travel interstellar space in an instant and show up in a star system several thousand light years away, or like a space terminus portal travel, then you've got cities, my friend, you know. I do have lore on why we're called the anomaly. Yeah, dude, we're an interloper. We don't belong. We're trapped in the simulation. Sword says, what's up, Panda? Got a lurk, but wanted to say yo. Thanks for stopping by, Sword. You are a true friend and a champ. And everybody in this chat knows who you are. But if you don't, click on the icon there and go subscribe to the channel. You are not going to regret that. Sword is a true friend of the No Man's Sky community and a trusted ally of mine for sure. He's just an awesome person. Peaceful Gamer says, major civilizations should be near black holes and galactic centers, as those would serve as rest stops of sorts. Yeah, I agree. There would have to be some sort of logic to their placement. Peaceful Gamers giving some shout outs to Sword, hell yeah. And Sean spoke of there being an Earth-like planet in the game. Yeah, there are tons of Earth-like planets. Now, if you mean Earth-like in terms of civilizations there, that would be amazing. Tariq says, yeah, like some building we can buy things from, and yeah, exactly. Like you could go to the city, and the thing is, and I think this was an idea that MZK talked about potentially, because I didn't make this up. I know this came from somewhere. I just can't remember where. But like you could buy, for example, you can go to a city and buy a multi-tool. And you could buy an awesome multi-tool. Same multi-tool that you can probably find exploring the world on your own, but because it's readily available to you in a city, it can be incredibly expensive. You might have to drop 4 or 5 billion units. That's excessive. 500 million, 1 billion units on that multi-tool to get that badass multi-tool sort of, on demand. Whereas a lot of other players may have to, find it in the wild or a different, advanced life form buildings and stuff like that. So, there should be some sort of advantage also to discovering and going to a city, which would be cool. Tariq Stark says, "Hello Games, love love one out of three of us." We got Lava Lamp 64. What is going on, Lava Lamp? Welcome back. And John Hall says he's back. Welcome back, John Hall. John Hall says, "Look harder, bro." Tariq says, "Yeah, have some giant systems with cities. I had an idea about building." Yeah, I mean, dude, look at what Funny Imps did. Imagine if we planned it out very carefully and we found out the radius and we put a base computer right at the border of every radius of building capability, and then we just built our own city. Like, has anybody tried that? I don't know if anyone's tried that. For example, so we've got Delta Avenue right here, and then right next to it, somebody could start a build, and the builds could be, they could run fairly close together, and then if you have enough of them going, you could turn this entire area potentially into a city, right? Now, maybe it won't load, your PlayStation will catch fire, but it actually might be sort of possible now if you figured out the dynamics of it, to sort of build a player-created city potentially. TSS says, definitely agree. Cities have to be rare as heck. The thing they have to have something special. Most things are available in the system space station. Yeah, there has to be a unique purpose and incentive and reward for going to the city, for finding a city, going there, and maybe rare items that you can buy, or maybe that's the only place where you can buy just already made warp fuel, is at special shops in cities or whatever, John Hall says, I might know a thing or two about this game and exploring. Yeah, you do. TSS says, oops, cities could be in Uncharted systems. No, I don't think so. Don't touch my Uncharted systems. If anything, Uncharted systems should be, they should add an advancement, and I think this is where the whole thing with Uncharted cities or Uncharted systems is actually going, to be honest. Is I think that what ultimately those will become is, because I've always dreamed of this, is when you discover an Uncharted system. God, this is so fucking cool. Great job, Funny Imps. When you discover an Uncharted system, they should make it to where when you put down a base computer or you put down a beacon or you do anything that lets people know that you found it, then all of those things should trigger and appear over time. One day you come back to that planet, there's a couple of outposts and a trading outpost. Maybe a week later you come back and you visit, there's a space station there, and it establishes over time, and then is no longer considered an uncharted planet. It's only uncharted because no one discovered it until you got there. But then, things start happening. I think that's a great dynamic and something that if they really wanted to, they could probably do tomorrow. Give us something to fight before updating combat. I agree with that one 100%. Peaceful Gamer says, I think smaller civs like primitive Gek villages and towns could be in black hole systems, as it would be like a cosmic exit, and then the really large advanced civilizations near galactic centers. Yeah, like clusters of systems with cities like near the center of each quadrant or something. Agent Eric says, I'm more concerned with the combat being upgraded instead of finding cities. Yeah, and that's something that they should focus on as well. And again, guys, this game was never really, built around combat. It was built around exploration. At least that's the impression that I got. Um, oh, we are definitely going to Dragon's Perch. God, I love this base. But yeah, space combat, definitely needs to be worked on. Some people think that it needs to be more like Elite Dangerous and more simulator-like. Other people, like myself and Dave Langer, thinks that it needs to be just better balanced and sort of keep its arcadey nature, but be more like, I can't remember the game I'm thinking of now. End Space or something like that. But yeah, TSS says agreed, but 2 steps freeze. That's true. And that could just be like a server problem. I mean, we are talking about a small studio, and I think that as they've been rebuilding the game and bringing it back from the depths of hell, right? And now it's a mainstream game, right? It's overwhelmingly seen positively. Lots of people are playing it, and what I see happening in the not too distant future is them just sort of increasing, and I don't know the technicality of how this works, but I imagine the servers getting better before the next major update. Like, when I say major, I mean like 2.0. Like, I imagine all of that being improved and optimized. And sort of like Peaceful Gamer said too, like, give us something to fight. There should be an element of danger. There should be some prevailing evil presence on the galaxy. For as much as the Gek and the Viking, have their issues and so on or whatever, and with the interlopers running around and the travelers and all that, for everything else that's happening in the game, that they should all be scared of one threat imposing on the galaxy. To give the game a sense of sort of a danger and looming terror. And I think that would be helpful. Lava Lamp says, one thing that has bothered me is where the capital freighters and the ships built. At the moment, nowhere. That's true. That is a very good point. There are no, like, shipyards. Like planetary, capital shipyards or... And to be fair, something like that, realistically, now this is a video game, but realistically, an object that large could not leave a planet. I guess it depends on how good your thrust technology is, but the amount of thrust necessary for that thing to move and have enough escape velocity to leave a planet's gravity, it would be challenging. NASA has talked many times about building a space station where they can shuttle materials up to it, so that they can assemble larger spacecraft for manned missions to different planets that way. So it'd be cool that when you show up in a system, that there's like a giant sort of like rigging, orbiting a planet where you see ships flying up and down, bringing the materials where space freighters are being assembled. Was that Agent Eric that said that? Who said that? Lava Lamp 64. You just killed it, man. My imagination just went nuts reading that comment. Like, that is very true. We have these giant capital ships. Who is building them? Where are they building them? That would be awesome to come across shipyards. Very, very cool. We're called the Anomaly because the Atlas didn't make us and evolve us. Huh. Well, yeah, we inserted ourselves into the simulation and we're trapped, right? Isn't that the lore? May run into loading issues, says Stark Wolf. John Hall says, I just learned last night that the Korvax have about 24 fewer words than the Gek. I still have to finalize Viking to find out how they stack up. I used to know all of the Gek language until some update recently where there's more words and I have to find more words. But I have the achievement for like unlocking all the words, and but then one of the updates like added more, so now I've got to like do that all over again, or at least do more until I unlock them again. We got Wizard in the chat says, never fear, Wizard is here. What's going on, Wizard? Welcome back. Wouldn't it be cool if we had Uncharted planet viability percentage that increases as you perform certain missions on a planet like Mass Effect Andromeda? Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, you sort of like start building stuff and terraforming it, sort of, so that it can be settled. Eliminating local threats to a specific area so that it's safe for people to set up shop there. There's a lot to dislike about Mass Effect Andromeda, but that mechanic was really awesome. 1 second. I don't know if that hurts you guys' ears, but I apologize about that. No, but that mechanic is awesome, John Hall. I completely agree that would be sick. Take care, TSS. You guys are going to hear some background noise, but that's because my apartment complex is replacing a cabinet door for us. We kind of have my apartment complex pretty much has like the best maintenance I've ever seen at any place. Like, you put tickets online, and these guys are working hard and fast. CTSS, Paul White, or otherwise known as Wizard 3032, says, "We need planetary events, something that happens when you're wandering around a planet." Yeah, that would be sweet. I want to see more weather anomalies in planets. I would love to see, like, on planets that are like really windy, or like let's say you go to like a desert planet, right? You see like little tornadoes, sort of like Mad Max, like the Mad Max game. Little tornadoes just kind of spool up in the desert, or thunderclouds that loom over and make it dark and start raining, lightning striking. I know that those are animation intensive, heavy animation, and probably intensive on the system. But I think over time it's something that can be done, and if not on PS4, then maybe someday on PS5. But I would love to see that, guys. John Hall's build is just simply magical. Wait till I get around the front of this thing. If you haven't seen this before, you're missing out. So this thing is built upon a floating island, and I made a hub highlight video about this. I see you've added a few things, John Hall. Very cool. Oh, that's awesome. That is too cool. Let's see if we can get him to sit down in that. Nope. Alright guys, wait till you see the space. Hush. Just let that hit you for a second. Starpole says, "I've always wanted a consistent threat." Exactly. Just something that you know is out there. Every now and again, sort of like the what are they called in Elite Dangerous? But every now and again they just appear. You just find the presence of it, or some leftover remnant or evidence that they've been in that area, and that they can just show up anytime. You know, maybe one day you warp into a system, and you warp into a system where they've been attacking some Gek village, and it's like you decide, am I going to save these guys for a reward, or am I getting the hell out of here? Just something like that, something to increase the tension and the anxiety. The game is an exploration and survival game, um, but you don't often feel like you're surviving, right? So, Wizard says, like an earthquake that opens up a crack, or a tornado, or a firestorm, an element of danger. Exactly, absolutely. Just something, just something. Maybe some of those, like mountains on Anya that look a lot like volcanoes. Maybe an update turns those into volcanoes, and every now and again the ground shakes, and you see lava just spilling down the side. It doesn't have to be like graphically intensive. It doesn't have to be complex, but just something that just shows that this is a living, breathing place. That the oceans are flowing, that the weather is happening, that kind of thing. Starkwolf says, I think it's easily done with the corrupted sentinels. Yeah, corrupted sentinels. The fact that they added a new type of sentinel, which by the way I have yet to come across those corrupted sentinels. But the fact that they added a new type of sentinel is really amazing. It shows that they're taking steps towards giving you variation and sort of combat elements in the game. Um, then you can be the aggressor, right? You can hunt bounties, but you can also be attacked by pirates, right? There are planets where the Sentinels are very peaceful, and then there are planets where they'll attack you right away. They're obviously adding more variation and more danger to the experience, but we need more, especially those of us that have been playing since day one. We're among like the wealthiest people in this game. We have the most money, the most resources. Everything we have is the best possible thing. I have 6 S-class ships, an S-class freighter, an S-class multi-tool. It's just like I have S-class frigates. Just everything is like top, right? So for me, it's like the only way that maybe I can get a challenge out of the game is to like play permadeath or start a new save and have absolutely nothing, right? But for other players out there who are like, they're more advanced players like myself, Sword, John Hall, and people who've been playing for a long time, um, it would be helpful for us if we had something more difficult, and the difficulty should increase as your capabilities increase, so that there's always a balance of difficulty. The more that you get, the better your weapons and everything else, then the better the pirates that come after you. Capital ships, pirates with capital ships show up because, or whatever. But, Peaceful Gamer says the corrupted Sentinels seem to imply that the Sentinel race will go rogue at some point, or that they're sort of creating a specialized elite force to deal with the anomaly, right? Because the Sentinels are not used to seeing the anomaly, and that's why they're always scanning you and snooping around and all of that kind of thing. And at least that's my take on it. So maybe they see you as a threat, and they're amassing, these corrupted sentinels, or I would love to see like bipedal enemies. So like sentinels that walk upright on 2 legs, that have assault rifles, and they march in numbers, and they come after you. And Hidden has been talking about that for a long time, and just better ground combat elements. I think space combat is okay. They can definitely enhance it, but ground combat, you have really cool weapons and nothing to shoot. So, and if you've got any sort of an S-class rifle with any like weapon upgrades on it, taking down a walker is a piece of cake. I could take down 2, 3 walkers at one time. It just it's not enough. Imagine what a corrupted walker would look like. That would be sick. John Hall says, you're totally right, Panda. These giant ships would have to be constructed in space as they're too massive to land on planets and leave their atmosphere. Exactly. And I want to give credit again to Lava Lamp 64 because that was a thought that they had, was where are these ships being built, and that would be really cool to sort of come across like a shipyard. Also, they need to open up the skybox. I'm tired of that shitty warp animation, and I think it would be really cool that when you're traveling between systems, that along the way, you could come across a derelict space freighter that you can board and search for resources on, and that would add like a certain element of creepiness to it because you don't know what's on that ship and if they're aggressive or not. Like imagine traveling from one star system to another, coming across a freighter that has smoke and is not moving and has obviously been attacked or something, or it's derelict, and you dock with it and you search around and go through different corridors and access different things and discover treasures there, but there might be some life form creeping around, like what killed them in the first place and are they still present. Stuff like that would really open the game up. Wizard says, I wonder if corrupted walkers are actually in the game, just no one has tried yet. Maybe the sandworm has been there the whole time and no one's found it. No, I'm joking. I don't think there are corrupted walkers, but I think that it's coming. I think that there's a lot of things that they already have that they can inject or implement. The problem is that they've got to keep everybody active and playing, and they've got to keep creating new experiences for players to keep them playing over time to make it worth it. So they can't just do these giant updates where they include everything. They've got to do it bit by bit. It's kind of like how they did Next, but then they dropped the Abyss, and then they dropped Visions, and then something else is going to drop. And so they're giving us little spacklings of things here and there, sort to keep us entertained and excited as we continue to play for the next, indeterminate amount of years. I think this is a game that they have a plan to keep around for a long time, and so in order to do that, they've got to incrementally release things to just keep people interested and looking forward to the next thing. But yeah, I think potentially that there is, we'll see some sort of corrupted walker or something like that. So, John Hall says, if we have these huge shipyards for construction, we would also need their counterpart, which would be big junkyards where things are scrapped and broken down and then hauled off to a shipyard. That's true. And maybe if you find those, those junkyards, you can salvage equipment from them. It might be damaged and you might have to repair it, but that's a thought as well, and a cool element also. John Hall, I just want to say that this base is just freaking amazing, man. I can't get over how fucking cool that is. Jeez. And on such a beautiful planet. Oh yeah. I was just about to leave, and then John Hall said, help yourself to the barrels. Why can't I interact with them? Aren't these things supposed to like contain like stuff for warp cells? Yeah. I don't need them anyway, I got tons of warp cells. Alright, gotta head off to the next place. But my package did arrive. So it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. When 2 o'clock hits, what's gonna happen is Panda has a complete bar. So, and I've got some liquor there now. So for you guys that have been following me on the FDI Amino and have been in the chats, you've seen pictures of. So I got a custom hand-built bar, and I installed LED lights and stuff around it, and it all goes, it's part of the decor and the flow of the place. But I've got Hendrick's gin. I've got Nolet's London Dry Gin. I've got Tito's Handmade Vodka. I've got the Balvenie, aged 14 years. It's Scotch that's been aged in Caribbean rum casks. I've got some wine. I've got Owens Creek bourbon. Guys, your boy hasn't... I didn't partake in the drink for, the entirety of yesterday to give my body a break. But today, I think I'm going to have two. I think I'm going to have two good drinks. And that's going to start at 2. There's no logic to why I'm starting it at 2. That's just when I feel like starting. So you guys might hear some ice jingling around. Ugh. Alright, so where to next? Let's go to Centro Galactico, and I think that is by Neferpita, who's one of the cool cats over at the FDI. Maybe something they could introduce with custom shipbuilding. Tariq says ghost frigates. Ooh, yes. Dead ships in space with zero gravity, dead aliens and cargo to be found. You got a spacewalk with your jetpack, kind of flying around a bit. Tariq, we're on the same page, man. The dog don't like Mass Effect. I am way behind in this chat. How about if you warp into a space battle and if you refuse to help, the pirates will destroy you, and if you're exploring on that first planet, the freighter will crash into the planet. That's a cool concept. John Hall says, thanks for the Dragon's Purge plug, bro. And yes, I've added a few more decorations and chairs. Still have plans to bring 20 of each exotic trophy there, like those exotic cubes. A great place to get those electric cubes, John Hall, is Dave Langer's base, Cloud City. That place is full of them. They're easy to get, and you can always, the next time you're able to, just let me know. You can always join my game there. Centro de Sociedad Exploradores Galácticos. Hell yeah. Okay, who let the Pandasaurus Rex loose? How about if when you warp into a space... Oh, nope, already read that. I would like to see if the rarest salvage scrap used to upgrade and repair damaged ships. At the moment, there is no use except selling. Exactly. The use at the moment is to help new players. Most of the updates are about helping new... That's true. They did reduce the upfront grind. This game... Call out, Wizard. For those that don't know, Paul White is also called Wizard 3032. So if you hear me talk either Paul White or Wizard, one and the same person. But great call out, Wizard. The grind at the beginning of the game was difficult. The game is notorious for not holding your hand going into the game, right? It's very difficult for new players to figure out what to do. And the game is terrible at telling you. So they reduced the grind for new players coming in to make it more accessible. Some people might get jealous of that and say, hey man, I had to grind out so hard to get all this stuff and now it's too easy for new players. And there's an element of that I agree with also. But at the same time, they need to increase the player base. They need people buying this game, downloading this game, because they've got to justify the expense of having people assigned to working and creating things for this game over time, with nothing new on the horizon to replace it, with the exception of the last campfire, which I'm really excited to see. So, yeah, good move, Remus. Oh my god. Just jam that needle right through the side of the building. Ooh. Ooh. I'm so glad I got that. So obviously he's not done building this yet, Neferpita. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot more that is going to be done with this, and he just hasn't uploaded it. But great start. Let's see if we can go up to the top of this thing and check out that view. But yeah, man, they made the game much more accessible for new players. You get the freighters earlier, and then the new players have the luxury of all these different story paths right from the get-go that they can take. Whether they go on the Atlas path or they help Nada and Polo, or they do the what's it called, the Artemis quest line, and then. And I love how they introduced the Nautilon with lore. I wish they would have done that with the Pilgrim. They gave us the submarine, but in order to obtain the submarine, you had to do this lore, and that was a lot of fun and really, really cool. And I want to see more of that, as we move forward. So, great view from up here. This planet is very similar to Anya. Wow, very similar. Really cool. Remus is going to try to make his way back. Yeah, Walker's dying 8 shots for me using a blaze javelin. Too easy at our level if you're established. Exactly, and that's why there needs to be something very dangerous out there, and it'd be really cool if you had player-made factions, or like a player-made like squadron that could come assist new players if they come across these things or something. That would just be awesome. So I haven't eaten breakfast, lunch yet, and I'm thinking about having a drink. Hey, it hits harder if your stomach's empty. Whoa, great maneuver, Remus. Love that close flyby. What? He went under the stairs. Do that again. Remus, do that again. That is such a cool ship, too. Wow. Fuck off. Leave it up to Remus to always bring the excitement, guys. Fucking love Remus. Where'd he go? Did he get stuck in the building again? It literally said Remus died, death by catastrophic planetary impact. He got stuck in the building again. You rat bastard. That's hilarious. That is so fucking funny. Oh my god. Alright, where to next? FBI Elantia. Let's try this one. You drunk, Remus? Dude, Remus, that was so funny, man, when your needle nose ship got stuck in that building like that. Work sent me a package here to kind of going through this thing, seeing what this is. Ah, another one of John Hall's bases. A theme emerges. Sorry for all this background noise, but Work sent me some packages I'm checking out here. Oh, very cool. I crush it in sales, and sometimes companies will reach out to me. They're allowed to do this through an internal program. Otherwise, it would be considered gifting, and it could be a conflict of interest. But luckily for me, Verizon and Best Buy have a sort of like a reward system that makes this possible. But vendors will contact me sometimes, like phone manufacturers, and they'll offer me free stuff so that I can help promote their devices, which is pretty cool. So they sent me a bunch of free things. Take a quick look at this base here in just a sec. Says that you built it, John Hall. If you didn't build it, well, that's just weird. Guys, my job just sent me a projector that attaches to my phone. So if you're noticing silence, that's why I'm kind of playing with this thing, but that is just really freaking sweet. That's crazy as hell. What? Oh, that is just too damn cool. Okay. You didn't build this, John Hall? Oh, this is Neferpita. I think Neferpita built this. I assumed it was you because it's in the Hercules system. This is what the fuck? Okay, this is gonna be cool when it's done. Okay, somebody's trying to get their hub highlight game on. Like, right? Like this is let me go further away and then see what that icon says. Neferpita's base. Yep. Wow. I love that thing over there. Great job, man. Holy hell. What? Oh, wow. That is just cool. That is seriously legit. Yeah, Wizard, come on. Now you can project my YouTube comments. Yeah, John Hall. So Motorola reached out to me and they sent me a phone called a Moto Z3. And it's a phone that's got all these different it's got all these different modifications that connect to the back. It's built by Lenovo. And it's called InstaShare Projector. And it has and it's not very big. I don't know what the specs on it are, but I actually just tried it out and I was projecting this stream onto my ceiling. And it's not completely pitch dark in my house and I was able to see it fine. I'll post pictures of it later. This thing's actually really, really sweet. That Neferpita, I don't know if you watch the streams, but if you do, my God, man. That is one of the most unique looking builds. And see, that's the thing, guys. You don't have to build a big base, right, to have a really cool base. Like, you don't need something that's huge, like the one that Sword built on Anya, or like, you know, Fiji, or something like that that's just insanely massive. You don't really need that in this to have something really cool. Like, that is just such a cool, unique design. That's really very exciting. I'm glad that I came across that. That was somehow saved in my terminus address. So I don't know if I came across this before and there wasn't, you know, maybe it was just a base computer and there wasn't much here or what. But, yeah. Wow. Real quick, I need to throw something on the charger. Ooh. Wizard, are you seeing what I'm seeing, man? Are you on this planet? I mean, dude, it is gnarly, bro. Oh no, you guys might think I'm really lame because I'm tripping out so hard over this base right now, but fuck, man. I love the uniqueness of it. It's wild. Wizard, not you too. Let me get off this landing space. Yeah, Wizard, let's admire this thing together, man. I swear to God, dude, there are way bigger YouTube channels out there, way bigger, you know, streamers that stream No Man's Sky. You know, I don't deserve you guys being here, if I'm being completely honest. And all of you could tell me to fuck off right now, and I would totally understand. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I have the best viewers. I do. 100%. You guys are cool as hell. So. Ooh, very nice. Starcool says, "Shut up, Panda." Tariq, if this game was more fully rounded, I'd love to see corrupted Sentinel bosses wiping out all life on a planet. I don't know if that would indicate that the game is fully rounded. I think if anything, that this is probably the most rounded game ever created. What I mean by that is there's an element of PvP, there's an element of co-op, there's a building element, there's a survival element, there's an exploration element, there's a combat element, there are space pirates, there are bounties, there are there's storylines, there are missions, there are procedural missions. You know, it's a game that if you like this kind of thing, can never get old. That's why whenever people say it's a shit game, I can't take them seriously. If you don't like this type of game, that's fine. If you're not real big into the whole sci-fi genre, 70s sci-fi type vibe, 80s sci-fi, if that's not your thing, cool. You know what I mean? Then you have an argument. If your thing is, I'm sure it's a cool game, but it's just not my kind of game, alright, awesome. You get 100% of my respect at that point. But, yeah, I mean, there's nothing like this. You can't really compare, you can't compare this to anything. So, you know, it's just like, there are other games out there trying to do this sort of thing, but yeah. I think it's an extremely well-rounded game, but I think that there's too many aspects that they're trying to do all at once and haven't perfected any. which is okay because they're just perfecting all of them together slowly over time. Um, but yeah, there's no one part of the game that's absolutely perfect, but everything about the game is good, in my opinion. Somebody's trying to like hit me with their tendrils. Just died in permadeath by breaking into a building and putting down a safe inside after reloading the door is locked and multi-tool won't come out. Fuck, that sucks, man. Meridius, that's a bummer, dude. It's like something from Stargate. Yeah, exactly. Hey, that looks like art in downtown future Metro. Farina says, fuck off. Tyler Thunder in the chat. Hey, we were just talking about you not that long ago, Tyler. Yeah, I think by 2.0, this game will be fully fleshed out. 100%. Funny Imps, welcome. We were at your base not that long ago, bro. We stopped by the Delta Ave, bro. We were there. We walked the streets. We went on top of one of the skyscrapers. We looked out at the skyline. It was cool, bro. You missed it. Unless you've been lurking the whole time and just not been in the comments. But yeah, Tyler Thunder, I was sharing with them what me and you talked about last night about the different things where we think it's going. Me and Tyler Thunder, we have this idea that the next major update is gonna come with a lot of space enhancements. So you guys out there that are hoping for stuff like better space combat and all that kind of stuff, better space navigation. Like at some point they've got to add the ability to pilot your ship while in pulse drive, right? I mean that's just basic. But yeah, I think all that's coming. But he's the one that he showed me those screenshots where Sam Swain and Apparence followed Skenix, which he basically does, procedural cities and stuff. It's like a procedural generation tool. So big things are coming, and all the evidence is there. Funny Ian says, "Nah, just got here. No crash. No crash. Nope." It's been holding strong this whole time, man. Lava Lamp says, I started reading sci-fi in the 70s, and this game ticks all the boxes for me. Exactly. Tariq says, I do like retro sci-fi games. This is the only 3D game that's pull it off. Exactly. And what I like about you, Tariq, and your comments, and pretty much all of you are really good about this, and it's why I think you're better than a lot of... We have the best community in gaming, so people don't take this the wrong way. But there's a lot of softies out there who they like to pretend that this game is absolutely perfect, and if you say any negative criticism about it, it's like their heart is breaking inside their chest. And no game is perfect, and this game requires a lot of work, like a lot of games do. There are some games that come out the box that are just fucking awesome, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Red Dead Redemption 2. Stuff like that. Those sorts of games, they come out of the box, and it's like, oh man, that hit the spot. But that is so rare and so few and far in between. A lot of games take a lot of time to get to to a point where they're awesome. Elite Dangerous was out for a long time before it came to PlayStation 4 and before it got the Beyond updates and all that other kind of stuff. And you've got that's a lot of Star Bramble right there, glowing in the night, looking all cool. And then you've got a lot of EVE Online, for example. That game started out looking like spreadsheets in space, and then thousands and thousands of people were playing and waging wars and all kinds of stuff. And this is just another game that it's taking time to develop and establish over time, and it's only getting better. It's not like it's getting any worse. So the game has its problems. It always has. But it's also the best goddamn sci-fi game I've probably ever played. So, and most of the problems are with the mechanics of the game, not really with its design or its look or the graphics, or it's just certain mechanics. Nothing big, nothing that they can't fix. Funny Imps says, hopefully all of it loaded for you. Nope, it didn't. And the only way it's going to, Funny Imps, is if you're there. That's the only way that it's fully going to load. So I don't know if you're in game or not, but if you end up going there while I'm streaming, I'll head back there. The only way it's going to load all the way, like your terrain manipulations, because I know that you would have had to do some. So your terrain manipulations down your avenue going through the middle of the city didn't take, and some of the ground is inside the buildings and stuff. So, but other than that, the scope and the idea and the external, like I can tell what you're doing, Funny Imps, and it's awesome, and I love it. And I actually just stood there looking out at it for like 15 minutes, just down the avenue. It's really, really cool. And your street lights, along your causeway there and stuff, it looks awesome. I'm more of a hard sci-fi kind of guy, but I still like this. Yeah, you like a lot more of the in-depth, like realistic simulator type stuff, Remus, which is why you're a really big fan, why you like Elite so much. Which, don't get me wrong, Elite's a great game, and there's nothing wrong with that. To me, I find it boring, but that might be more to do with the fact that I'm probably just not playing with the right people. Yeah, I'm sure if I was playing with like me, if me, you, and Hidden were playing Elite Dangerous, I'd probably have a lot more fun. But a lot of the time that when I try to play it, I'm by myself, and it bores the hell out of me. I agree, Tyler Thunder. I think the community research mission is leading to something. We talked about that last night. And besides that, even though this one doesn't seem to be as active as the last one, or at least hitting the tiers seems to be harder. But that being said, I like the fact that you can pick the style of mission that you take, that it's for like a 30-day period or 28 days or whatever it was, and that every day you can pick something new. I do like that. It's been my favorite style of community events so far. Also, Hello Games, they need to do more with the Galactic Atlas website. That website does not do what I need it to do enough. You know, like Zane from Zane's World, he built like a portal decoder tool that works really, really well. And there's still the Pahefu map and all that kind of stuff that, to me, I find more use out of it. The Galactic Atlas website is cool, but I think that they need to put there needs to be more stuff that you can do there, and I think that they have bigger plans for that in the future. I just don't find myself using it very much, because right now it doesn't do enough. Yeah, it's great. It's just great. It's not ass like IGN said, but it's not amazing. It's just great. And again, Tariq, me and you are on the same page, except, oh, that was really cool. Except for one thing. There are aspects of the game that are absolutely amazing. Like the procedural. Oh, what a crazy looking planet. Like the procedural generation aspects of it are, that to me is amazing. The fact that most of this isn't something that's like for example, my PlayStation is actively building the game as I play. Right. So to me, that's that's pretty wild. You guys that are in my lobby, I'm going to another base, but it's all within the Delta, so you should be able to open up the galactic map and just warp to my location. But I'm moving on to the next spot. Let's try the hellhole. You're very right, Remus. It is a novelty. It's cool that they did that, and it's cool that different hubs and different civilizations and their logos and their backstories and their discoveries are like highlighted there, but it's just not enough. I think that we've all sort of established as a community our own way of navigating and like highlighting things, like whether you're using Reddit or Amino or Facebook or whatever, YouTube or whatever. You know, I just need more from the Galactic Atlas website. I can't put my finger on what it is about it that I don't feel like I'm getting my use out of it. But hopefully you guys are kind of on the same page. There's just something off. It needs a little more. But I like that they did it. There's a few things that they could probably add to make it better. Funny Imp says, glad you liked it. I'll hit you up the next time we're both on, or if I'm home while you're streaming. Hell yeah, dude. I'm really liking everything that everybody's building in the FDI. I'm liking the work that everybody's putting in, and I hope for those of you that are in the FDI hub and that are in the Amino chat, all that other kind of stuff. I hope that you know that if there's changes that you want to see or things that you want to do, that you guys feel that you can talk to me about those things. Does that make sense? Like I want to start doing like contests and like events and things like that, you know, for everyone, like photo competitions, races, building, you know, things, just so that there's like more activities to do. But part of the whole free Delta thing is that we're just all sort of winging it, you know, which is one of the things I like about it is that you don't have to do anything. But just let me know, guys. You know, I want to make this this whole FDI thing like fun for everybody. Right now, it's a really cool community where we all chat. We're all active in the chat. We all talk to each other, and everybody's building cool bases. We don't have naming conventions and no bullshit politics and all that kind of stuff. And those aspects of it, I want to keep there. But you know, if there's anything that you guys would like to see specifically us do, please let me, Slade, or Lily know. And I thought that water was going to be deeper. I totally just broke the shit out of my legs. Meridia says, one personal issue is how red, yellow, and whipping plants look alike in all systems. Defeats using the scanner before getting stuck. Yeah. I mean, you know, now one could say, Meridius, that all we had just a few months ago, right, was the whipping plant. And now we have those gas plants that blow up and hurt you, and now we have those Venus flytrap plants. But yeah, there is a very big argument, and I see where you're going with your comment. That this game has a variation problem, and it does. It has a very big variation problem. And earlier in the stream, I've already talked about one of the ways that they could mitigate that, which is by making things more rare, making animals and plants and stuff that you find and discover more rare. But Hello Games needs to be having their artists create more unique pieces and colors and textures and possibly things with hair and stuff like that, so that when the game does, you know, slap together, you know, like random creatures and things like that, that there's more parts to increase that variety. I don't know if that makes any sense. But the game certainly does have a sort of a variety problem, for sure. And I've always been real big against the whole, you know, the whole thing with just having that one whipping plant. So I'm glad to see that they've added more unique flora, but I'd like to see more unique fauna as well. So this base could use a lot more work. I love that hole though. There's a lot of cool things that can be done with this. There's potential there for sure. I don't know if you guys ever really noticed this or not, that have bases on Anya, because you never really see it. But Anya actually has a moon. Let me know in the chat if you guys have noticed that. You hardly ever see it. It hardly ever shows itself. You always have to fly around the back of the planet. It's almost like it's in tidal lock, but it's there. Remus says, I need to continue work on my shack village. I just need Star Silk. Yeah, Star Silk is a bitch to obtain. That's why when I got it, I bought a shitload of it, but I'm almost out. Oh, you know what we could do? I could go to Fiji and show you guys some of the changes that I made. Sword is back, says, what's up, guys? What is going on, Sword? Cuzwalt says, they need to add the Galactic Atlas to the ARG, including Easter eggs and the different hubs, FDI live drops with hub leaders and stuff like that. You know, Cuzwalt, that's not a bad idea, and that's something that it sounds to me like they might actually do. Now that you say that, I could see how they could use that for the ARG, because let's say that you need to go to a specific hub system to find a specific thing. Well, those portal addresses are located at the Galactic Atlas, right? So, you know, you could go do that for like live drops. So that makes total sense. Tariq says, Panda, one of my ideas at the portal building, if you're in a large city, you have Atlas version 3 or version 4 pass, you can teleport to a city near that system, 30 systems out. Oh shit. So like when you, like, let's say you go to a space station, you need when you interact, you can go into a separate room that has a different terminus, and that terminus specifically goes to a city. Is that what you're saying? Maybe I read that wrong. Meridius said more rare would solve the oversaturation feel. It would. They still need the variation. They still need to add new things, Meridius, but they also need to make them much more difficult to find. It's just people are lazy and they want instant gratification, and they want everything right away, and they don't want to have to look for it and grind for it. But I think that the people that are complaining about the lack of variety, of which I am one of those people, and complaining is not a bad word. More, they desire that there's more variety, and rightfully so, that they should receive that, especially in a game this vast. But I think by making it more rare, that would be helpful. It's too many rare, or not rare, too many Earth-like planets in too many systems that are too easy to find. Every now and again, I do come across one where I'm like, like the other day during a stream, when I came across that purple planet with the purple grass and the blue sky, and you know, and that was kind of like, ooh, this is nice. Now that planet may not have existed before, you know, Visions, but you know, at least not since Atlas Rises. But thanks to Visions, we have a lot of those color palettes back. So we need more of that. We need more color palettes. We need more biome types. One way that they could add variation is by possibly adding, making it more rare to find a system that has a lush planet, but then that when you do find that lush planet, it's even more rare to come across a lush planet that has multiple biomes. So think about that. Maybe every 1 in 100 systems has a planet that has a desert and a jungle and a tundra, right? Which would be cool. Starkle says, wow, Anya is hella populated now. Yeah, bro, you can't even really see it all from here, because there's stuff on the other side of the planet too. I want to say that Anya by itself has about 20 bases, or close to that. And then there's a base here that Slade put on this planet. Marty Merrick has a base over there somewhere. And then on Nope, this planet here, there's 2 bases. So there's like 20-something bases, I think, or you know, at least 20, I think, in this entire system. So yeah, it's getting populated. I'm telling you, you guys have been putting in work. It's crushing it, and it makes me so happy to, like, I've always wanted this. So I'm glad that everybody's been participating. I also have 200 fan art for alien biomes and more alien species. Yeah, dude, I'd love to see that, Tariq. You should post that sometime. I don't know if you're on Twitter or something, but you can find me, if you have Twitter, you can find me at Hidden Panda Show, and you know, PM me some of that fan art. So, especially if you drew it, I'd love to see it. Might even showcase it on the channel at some point. So, just throwing that out there. Tyler Donner says, I don't think all planets need to make animals rare, though. Only some. Well, if it's a lush-type planet, it should have animals. So the animals only need to be as rare as that biome. Starhole says, I have not ever once saw the moon. Remus says, wait, there's a moon? Yeah, Remus. Let me show you guys the ways. Anya has a moon. I've known about it for some time, but I've not seen anybody put anything there or build anything or put a base computer. So I've been keeping it secret, but I'm relinquishing that secret now. But I've been on it multiple times, and yes, Anya has a moon. And it's very close to the planet. Is that her? There she is. There's the moon of Anya, guys. Iglia Omega. The only way you ever see it is you fly past the planet and turn around. It says moon of unknown planet, but obviously the planet is known. It's Anya. And she is a treacherous planet, guys. A treacherous planet. And there's my beautiful Anya. And this windstorm is happening pretty much all the time. Seriously, it actually is. I think there's a better way they can prove it like the other way you said, Panda. Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of good ideas out there. Wizard says, I can get a hold of Star Silk. Let me know how, Wizard, because I definitely need some. I need a lot of it for building some chairs. I didn't play No Man's Sky during Christmas week. It was kind of weird. I played for the first time yesterday and probably about 5 days. Work has absolutely been killing me. I've been working so much and so much overtime and with the holidays and everything that a lot of the days that I've worked have been like time and a half or double time and a half days. So I just haven't had a chance to play and stream and make content, you know. And until Hidden moves to his new place, which should be, you know, fairly soon, you know, he's not really able to stream also. But once he does, you guys are going to see content on this channel like you haven't seen in a long time. Like if you've been following the channel for a while and you remember how often we used to stream and do drops and things like that, that's coming back. Hidden is a part of why the channel was dropping so much content so frequently before. But with him not being able to help out as much because, you know, he lives in a rural area with internet that's not that great. And then with my new schedule being that I'm sort of in a retail environment now, whereas before I worked from home, that's thrown a wrench in things. But yeah. Yeah, I think they will improve variation further in the next update, for sure. Dude, that purple planet was so good. Yeah, I still need to build my base there. but I can't just leave projects undone. Fiji is not quite finished. I'm working on another base with Hidden, which actually I'll show you guys. Enough of it's built that I feel comfortable showing you guys where we're at with it. It's not finished, but I think you guys will like it when it is, and we're going to go there here in just a second. Yeah, but the purple planet was awesome. Ooh, a purple planet and pink one with blue skies and green oceans. Now that I have to see, John. That I have to see. You saw that purple planet Sword found on his stream? I missed that. I try to catch Sword streams as often as possible. I'm usually at work and I have to lurk. So I miss a lot of what's in the streams, unfortunately. Let me put my phone on silent. Fucking thing keeps going off. Okay, Slade Braddock says, "What's up, Killas? Heading home for the day. Hopefully you're still streaming." Hopefully so, Slade. And yeah, man, I'd love for you to be able to join in on the stream. So, and if not, I'm off tomorrow as well, and I could also stream again tonight. So if you want to get in the chat with me, Slade, and we can chat with with the viewers and play some more later, I can do that too. So I'm not doing anything the next couple of days. So my wife's got the car today. I can't even go anywhere. I'm here. So Meridia says, just hit that bell notification. Just stop by to complaining about being locked in a building. I've got an hour-old backup, so all's good. Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you for hitting that bell notification, Meridius. Keep stopping by, man. You dropped a lot of great knowledge in the chat. I liked what you said in the comments, and me and you seem to have a similar train of thought and agree on a lot of things, man. So it's a pleasure having you in the chat today. So thank you for stopping by. I know I've seen you. I think I've seen you in the chat before, yeah. But I know it's been a minute. So, but yeah, guys. So what do you think? Obviously, a lot of you guys didn't know that Anya had a moon. What do you think about that? So during the day, scorched winds and heat. During the night, fucking cold as hell, and still windy as living shit. So, but yeah, it's got a moon, and no one has known. every now and again, I'll just come here and just take a look at all the little base icons and think about how proud I am of all you that have moved here, or that have at least put bases here. Remus says, how the fuck does a populated active hub of people miss a moon? Dude, the moon is hard to find. It's literally hard to find. If you didn't just watch me find it on the stream, you would never know it was there. And I don't know what its orbital pattern is, but it seems like it's locked in one position on the planet. So unless you're in this area right here of this planet that I'm staring at, which, as you can see, because it's an actual planet, which is what I love about this game, there are no bases built here. The only way that you would see this moon is if you were right there on this side of the planet, which for some odd reason nothing exists on. So there you have it. There is a moon, and the planet's just so big we've not found it. John Hall says, funny imps, no, I missed it, but Sword told me about it when I hopped on. Oh, okay. Sarkle said, I had no idea there was a moon there. Yeah, dude. Tyler says, Panda, I hope we are right with the next update being space-related, also with added variation in flora, fauna, and biomes. I think we are right. Oh, I 100% think that we are right. For sure. And I think that we're going to get all of those things. I think that space is going to be enhanced, or at least traveling in space, as well as flora, fauna, and biomes. But yeah. But let's go check out Fiji real quick. I've done some changes there. A lot of you guys have already seen them. As I've stated just a second ago, I haven't played a great deal in the last week, so some of you guys already know what those changes are, but a lot of you probably haven't seen them. So we'll head over. This base takes such a long time to load. It's a mess, dude. I did too much. It's not that the base is too big, I don't think. It's just I think I put too much in it. Sword says, hit me up tonight, Panda. Will do. Will do, my friend. Tariq says, look at my last comments, please. Okay, let's go check that out. By the way, guys, if I miss your comment, please just let me know or like repost the comment. Because it's hard to read everybody's comments at once. And your teleport, and you can teleport to the trade station on a planet in this system that have one. Yeah, that would be cool. So, like, you're saying, oh, you're saying that if a planet has a trade station, that you can directly teleport to the trade station. Yeah, that actually is, I like that idea a lot. So some of you guys will notice the roof is just a little bit different, but you'll see why in a second. I changed the color of it in certain places just because before the Visions update, the water on this planet was blue and my base was like a reddish brown. But now with the oceans being red, it blended in too much and looked weird. So I had to try to find different ways of being able to highlight it. So we'll give a second for everything to start kind of popping in and. Yeah. Remus says, time to build a wrecked outpost on that hellish moon. Yeah, I'm surprised no one has discovered that. I've been waiting to see if anybody would find it and put a base computer there. And I've also been thinking about putting something there, sort of like a luxurious. I don't know if I'm using this word correctly, but like a respite from the dangers that dwell outside on that planet. But it's not a redeeming planet. It's either terrifyingly hot or just unbelievably cold, and it just has those two modes. And the wind never stops blowing. John Hall says, I would like to hang out if possible. What do you mean? Like during the game? Meridia says, on a side note, reloaded my game, locked in a building, and it loaded correctly, and I got it out. There you go. Wizard says, I may build something epic on that moon. Perfect planet for what I had in mind. Wizard, I cannot wait to see it, my friend. Ooh, Marty Merrick just posted something in the initiative chat. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I haven't been in the chat today. Okay, just had to check that real quick. John Hall says, hey Panda, if you have an open spot in your future party chat, I'd be down to join in. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I know that where you're at, Remus, you're 6 hours ahead. So, I'll try to keep that in mind. But I'm thinking sometime in the evening, in the early part of the evening here, maybe in another, 4 to 5 hours, I'll probably kick another stream back off. Just because, when my wife gets home from work, because she works Monday through Friday, and I have 2 days off during the week, and I don't see her much on the weekend. So these days that I have off are sort of like our weekends together. So whenever she gets off of work, I want to give her a couple hours at the very least of my absolutely what do you call it? Just attention, undivided attention. All right, so the Fiji sign has loaded in. That's a good sign. All Alright, so here's the entry. You guys are familiar with that, most of you. Meridius, I don't know if you've seen this base or if you're still here, but this is my build. This is Fiji, and obviously built after the island resort, or at least using it as somewhat of the inspiration. So as you come down the causeway here, there's a little Central Park kind of thing going on. And then there inside of that is my base computer with a secret entrance. The reason why I've entirely enclosed it is so that I can only have access to it, so that people can't come and troll me and report my base or something like that. Because I have a YouTube channel and you got assholes out there. So my base computer is inside that hut that has no entry. So I've got a boat launch down here, which is where I keep my submarine. Upstairs, we've got a little bedroom thing going on, like a little lounge area. Keeping it luxurious at the Fiji resort here. So this is the Billionaires Club villas. These are for the day one players, the multi-billionaires in No Man's Sky, to come and enjoy these tropical surroundings. Not to mention, it's absolutely in the middle of fuck all. So there's nothing here. There's nothing. Zero things. It's an actual ocean. There's nothing as far as the horizon. You got one little island out there that's completely flat, doesn't have shit on it. Literally nothing. Just ocean. Got little huts here. Gotta have your little game room, little bedroom, stuff like that for the vacationers. Little private huts. That's the Millionaires Club there. So we got the Billionaires Club. We got the Millionaires Club. We got the romantic candlelit outdoor eating situation. So a lot of this is going to look really familiar to most of you. Got the cafe downstairs, with equipped with booths, window side seating. Sit, hang out with the family, enjoy a meal, a fine wine. With our little get concierge there. He's got a 4.7 out of 5 stars on Google, out of over 1,000 reviews. So his customer service is pretty much on point. And then we're about to. This is the President Suite. This is for only the richest of the rich. So we go upstairs. This is for the snobbies, the snobbiest of the snobs, right here. Got the got the bedroom right here with windows all around, but the glass is tinted extra hard so no one can see you boning. Got a little office right here, another little patio. And then we go upstairs into the, the rooftop rainforest. So you can stand here like a bourgeoisie motherfucker and look out at all the plebs down below. And then to give you guys some idea of what that looks like from above, which a lot of this base was built in photo mode just to make sure that I got the shapes and everything right. I had to count squares, make sure that everything was symmetrical. But yeah, this is my beauty right here, my passion project. And I have a lot more things I want to do with it. If only Hello Games would sort of better optimize this whole building scenario here. That there's other things I'd like to attempt with this. But yeah. Oop, it's getting stuttery. So, some of you guys may not have seen some of those changes, so I just wanted to show that to y'all. Tariq says, "Thank you, Panda. How long do you think it'll take to make 76 rare alien biomes?" Tariq, I'm telling you right now, I think that by the time that we get to 2.0, think about the leap that we took from Atlas Rises to Next. I think that we're going to be looking at a similar leap from Next to whatever comes to 2.0. I think that we cannot really conceptualize and understand how this game is going to change in the coming months. But just hold on to your britches. That's all I can say. Rima says, "I will just stay up late." Okay. Starkwolf says 3 to 4 hours. I'll be getting the new TV then. So you can watch me in 4K, cut. Woo woo. No, I'm joking. John Hall says, Fiji is super rad. I don't know if it's super rad, but yeah. Meridia says, oh my god, I was thinking the Maldives are a Caribbean resort. Yeah, so Fiji and the Maldives have a similar type thing where they have these huts that go out, and you can access the ocean from the middle of the floors. And, it's like these little cabanas. And I'll show you the inside of one of them, for example. I've got all glass floors. So great call out, Meridius. That's sort of what I'm going for. I want people to see it, and I want it to be sort of almost immediately recognizable as something they've seen before. So this is Lily Hop's Lily Hut. So all of these rooms have a glass floor where you can see the ocean down below. Fishes swimming around, all that kind of stuff. So kind of adds a unique sort of flair to the space. And then one skylight, whereas the villas, the entire length of the roof is a skylight. So, great call out, Meridius. I'm glad. It makes me feel good that you noticed right away. You were able to sort of make that connection. It's a Panda Cabana, exactly, dude. Panda Cabana. Maybe that's what I should have named it. Is Panda Cabana. I might steal that from you. Tyler Thunder says, I think we will see optimization improvements in the next update. Nice base you got, Panda. Appreciate that. Peaceful Gamer says, I remember this place. And Rimus the Defiant says, I guess the people who aren't rich just get thrown into the water. They do. They do. Or, if you aren't rich and Remus is your friend, he can tell you about my illegal money laundering operation by the Hidden Panda Bank and Trust and some less than friendly cartels out there and maybe these Sentinel feds will come in and shut my operation down and repossess it, and then you can pick it up on the cheap. Meridia says, it's an oasis in the sea with trees. Exactly. Wizard says, I'm going to have to call it a night. Bedtime for me. Catch you later. Later, Wizard. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you in the chat and to play with you today, so hell yeah. Tariq says, did it in a year. Yeah, dude. And here's the thing. This update is going to be wild. I'm not talking about the next couple of like titled updates we get, like, you know, 1.8 or 9 or whatever. I'm talking about 2.0. 2.0, that's going to hit at the next anniversary for No Man's Sky in August. That's going to hit, and when it's going to feel like I can't even break it down. It's going to feel like somebody punched you in the balls and throat at the same exact time. Like that update, it's going to be like, what? And then you're going to look back at No Man's Sky from launch day, and you're going to look at all the different videos and streams of all the different updates, and you're going to be like, I can't believe this is No Man's Sky. I think the update will be that significant. I really do. Oh, Tariq says that 234 fan art biomes in a year. Sorry. Yeah, dude. That's a crazy amount. I'd love to see them, man. I'm telling you, send them to me. Peaceful Gamer says that's a good kind of pain. I know. It's a good getting punched in the balls and throat kind of pain. It's consensual abuse. But before I damn, I started hard. Before I end this stream, oh, there's TSS Gaming's 4 walls. The TSS Gaming decided to build something right here on this tiny little island. So he's building his own little hut. So we've got Little Cayman, we've got Cayman Brack, and then over there we got Grand Cayman. Maybe that's how we'll break it down. Alright, so before I end the stream, I'm going to go to the base that me and Hidden have been working on. Hopefully he doesn't get mad that I'm showing you guys. It's not complete, so don't judge it too harshly. There is a lot of work to be done. We have a concept, we have ideas, and we've been slowly implementing them. So we've got a pretty good footprint for what we're going for. And actually, the easiest way for me to find his base is to find... Well, no. What the hell am I doing? I could just terminus to it. Yeah, he's got a terminus now. Oh, fuck it. I'm already in the air. Yeah, we just put a terminus up last night, actually. Alright, John Hall. Where's your base? Where's your base? Probably this way. Yeah. I think this is the right area. I don't know, this isn't looking like it. What's this? Ah, that's Remus's village. Okay. I hate that multiplayer glitch where, like, once you create a lobby, like, everything just reflects the name of whoever was in your lobby. Because it makes it hard to, like, find specific locations now. They need to fix that base icon problem. Remus is masochist. Yeah, pretty much. Tariq says, so 4 arms from Ben, 10 throw a punch, but didn't know what to hit, my face or my nuts. This? Oh, this is the Sphinx. Some of you guys may not have seen this yet. This is Slade's base called the Sands of Time. Crazy thought. No Man's Sky could be training for space drones. Star Citizen is definitely training for the Space Force. It's like, can Star Citizen even be considered a game yet? Like, has that thing officially come out? There's no question that if it comes out like anything that we've seen, it's gonna be sick. But like, I feel like that game will just never come out. Come on. Come on. Hey guys, look at that. How freaking cool is that? And the eyes are proximity based. They light up the closer you get to it. Because the terminus, like, from far away, it's not on, and then as you approach it, it like illuminates. Everything is Wizards based. Oh no, that's the moon. Well, glad he put that there, because that's going to make finding the moon a whole shitload easier for some of you guys that didn't know it was there. Come on, and I know that John Hall put like an orange beacon at his base, so this should be easy to find. If that is actually hidden space, that's crazy. Because every other base literally says Wizard. Yeah. Sure as shit, that's probably it. Yeah, there's John Hall's base to the left, his farm, and then here's Hidden Space. Pretty sure this is the one we've been working on. Come on, load in. Yep, there it is. So this base is called, or will be called, when we publicly sort of, you know, put it out there, it will be called Down Freighter Road. So the base is built with the ring planet, a freighter in view, as well as a mountain. So, and this is a project that me and Hidden have been working on together. Let me just check the chat real quick. Star Citizen seems like a Black Ops government project posed in the game. It will come out in 2374. Tariq says, and I have alien variations of the Viking, Gek, and Traveler, but more alien. And still working on the style of clothing, spacesuits, and armor for each variant. Yeah, hell yeah. Starkwolf says, terminus this base. My base is elusive. I know they've got to fix that. They've got to make it easier to spot. I don't know how they would do it, but they just have to. It's just necessary. So wait till you guys get a look at this thing. So here's your entryway. So the whole vibe of this is going to be like cafes and shops. It's going to be like a little shopping center. It's all part of like the whole Hidden Panda Bank and Trust roleplay thing I've got going on with the FDI. So got an elevated aquarium here. That was Hidden and his amazing idea. I don't think I've seen anybody do something similar to that. So what's going to be happening here is we're going to have these little corner huts. They're not going to be fully built out. They're going to be just like that. And there's going to be a table and chair in the center. We're going to have one on either side. No more than 4, but we might just stick with 2. And then this is just going to be like a wooded area. So we'll have like little chairs and lounges and things like that that'll be surrounded by trees and bushes and stuff. So with like little those like little fire lamps and stuff around. Yeah, so this is the entry of it here. So you know, if you come through the terminus, this is what you spot right away, with that mountain in the background, surrounded by water, and this really cool sort of open area here. Which the center of it is going to remain tree free, but the sides of it we're going to have trees, lots of them. So I put together these stairs, and this was a son of a bitch to build and sort of get pieced together, but I'll sort of show you what I did here. And then and I put the lights on it, but Hidden did the artwork, which looks amazing. So he did those like little posters there and the anomaly symbol and stuff. But I did the I built the stairs. They were a pain in the ass. But yeah, so we'll travel up these real quick. And then this leads up to like a little area right here. You can go through. Got some chairs, some little bushes, some outdoor seating, sort of overlooking the lake here. I have not finished this side of the stairs just yet, so haven't added you know, any of the artwork or anything, but it looks like actually Hidden did this, so I don't remember him doing this, because the last time I was here last night, these lights weren't on this yet, so he's done some work to this, it looks like. But yeah. And then these are going to be, like, each one of these rooms is going to be like a bit of a different theme, so this here is sort of like a lounge, like a little chill lounge. You know, one of these is going to be like, you know, look like a little storefront, or, you know, something like that, little restaurant perhaps. And then, you know, we've got these sort of like outdoor areas here that we're gonna put some furniture in, something sort of like this here, like on this side. So it's not complete. Hopefully, this kind of gives you an idea of where it's going, and I hope you guys think that ultimately this will look cool. But yeah, it's called Down Freighter Road. But I have a feeling it's going to look really cool when it's all done. And again, it goes back to the whole, like, it doesn't need to be big, but if you've got a cool concept and some good execution, you can make a really neat base. I'm really proud of this one so far. Just the work that Hidden has put into it, and then, like I said, these stairs, that was the hardest part, was getting those stairs. And it probably is not going to stay this color. This is just sort of till we kind of get everything where we want it. We're going to start, you know, figuring out what colors we want to use. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to be the stream for now. I'm going to get caught up on the chat here just real quick. Starkwolf says, wouldn't it be cool for NPCs to populate our bases and come and go as they please? That would be awesome. And I think that there will be a time for that, which is sort of why I have this theme kind of ongoing with the shopping centers and the hotels and things like that. Because I think ultimately, like, they're going to add some sort of mechanic that what you do in the universe will help bring the universe alive. So I really do feel like they're going to add a mechanic to where when you slap something down, people will start visiting it, and NPC ships will land, and people will get out, and you'll see people walking around, and some of them might be other players, some of them might be, you know, the computer. So, is that base looking at the same mountain as mine? Oh yeah, 100%, John Hall. Like, I am your neighbor. Hidden is your absolute neighbor at this location. And it is overlooking the same exact mountain, 100%. Your base is actually just on the other side of this pond here. I'll show you. There it is. So, that's what Hidden has been building next to you, John Hall? That's how close he is. Oh, it's not the same mountain, but it's very close by. So. Meridia says, I'm impressed. Really nice work. Well, thank you. And I know that that will make Hidden very happy as well. Tariq says, hey, Panda, what do you think about having guns and multi-tool and the weapons that are designed of the race? So me and Tyler Thunder were talking about this last night. In the lore, there's something called a multi-sword, and I think that potentially we could be getting that in an update, like, having like a sort of like a melee weapon. Because right now, you just hit somebody with a gun butt. You know, if you R1, you don't punch, you don't, it's just you pistol whip someone. I think they're going to enhance that, and we might even see the return of the multi-sword mentioned in the game's lore. Meridia says, been putting off a fancy base build in favor of exploration and scanning. That's what's great about this game, Meridia says, everybody has a play style. Maybe you're not good at building bases, or maybe you don't like building bases. It takes up too much time, requires too much grinding. Well, those of us that do like slapping something together, you can take advantage of those bases and come visit. And a lot of us place resources there that you can get. You know, like John Hall, for example, he put together this circuit board farm here. So new players coming into the hub can come here, get materials to craft circuit boards, and make a lot of money very quickly. So that's what's cool, is everybody can play their own way and then benefit from each other's efforts. John Hall says, I haven't been to Anya in a while, been out and about. Hey, that's all good, man. I've been, other than the 5 days I didn't really play, I've been spending a lot of time out in the Wanshan Void, just discovering planets out there and just kind of flying about. So, which is part of the reason why I've not been able to finish Fiji or down Freighter Road. So, I love exploring. It's what got me into this game. Now, I like some of the distractions, like base building and stuff like that, but ultimately, I'm an explorer at heart. John Hall says, such a sweet planet, man. I love this planet, dude. I love Anya. Everything about it. It's not perfect. That's what I like about it. It has a shitty rainstorm that comes by every now and again, but even with the visions changes, I think enhanced it with the golden grass and the yellow sky and all the different reds and purples and pinks, depending on the time of day. It's a really cool place. Tariq says, how about seeing a normal Gek ride on the back of a creature? That would be awesome. We got Madlaw91 in the chat. Says, bonsoir +1, like Jolie Fisso. Not sure what that means or that I pronounced it right, but welcome Madlaw91. John Hall says, I've been black hole hopping, been finding cool stuff. Check out what I posted on Twitter when you're done. I found a planet that could be the next Fiji. Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. But yeah, guys, thanks for taking time to watch the stream. Madlaw, sorry that you're coming in here at the very end, but feel free to rewatch it. If you're new to the channel, it's your first time stopping by, please subscribe. There's a lot more streams where this come from, and I do other sorts of videos as well. And you know, I'm one of the founders of the Free Delta Initiative Hub of the Delta Quadrant of the UK Galaxy. So you can find us on Amino. Just search, download the Amino app and search Free Delta Initiative. You can also follow me on Twitter at Hidden Panda Show. But yeah, guys, thanks for stopping by the stream. Really appreciate it. I literally have the best viewers. You guys are all awesome. Thanks for showing up every time I stream. And I may see you guys again later today. But if not, peace. As always, I'll catch you guys later on the No Man's Sky universe. Panda, out.